while working on Endcoins, he came with the idea to create a layer 1 and layer 2 scalability tools and infrastructure on Cardano. Our team won Emurgo Build Hackathon this year in Zero Knowledge track. Recently has announced the demo of our first product. That's a tool for developers which they can use to create more complex smart contracts with reduced fees and increased throughput.
I'm joined by Stanislav and Vladimir to talk about ZK Fold, privacy transactions on Cardano. We're going to dig into how this one all works, get into the nitty-gritty on some of the mechanics and some of the things that the guys are building, and learn how you guys out there can take advantage of brand new tech out there to get your transactions private on Cardano. Gentlemen, welcome both to the podcast.
Welcome.
Hi, Pete.
First off, could we just get a really quick introduction from both of you so we understand who we're talking to?
Yeah, my name is Stanislav. I'm a co-founder of ZK Fold, and I'm one of the team members who helps the team to make the idea real.
Yeah, and I'm Vladimir, the founder of ZK Fold, and we've been working on the idea for half a year now, and we will be presenting a first demo of our first product during the summit.
It's really good to hear that you guys have a almost working product around for the summit. That's really exciting to hear. But there's a couple of really notable things as well. Like you guys were finalists in the Emurgo Hackathon. Is that correct? And now you're part of Genius X Accelerate program too. So you're in the Cardano Fold and building. So that's awesome to hear, and a really good achievement for yourself, even before the product launches.
I can add that the history of ZK Fold company started on Cardano Summit in Lausanne last year.
Ah, right. Okay.
So we are definitely in Cardano space. Yes, you're right.
Excellent. Now, what motivated you guys to build ZK Fold, and how does it fit into the broader vision of blockchain and smart contracts development on Cardano?
I can add a few points from my point of view, and then I guess Vladimir can add something. So I know that, and it's not a secret to anyone, Vladimir is a founder of another startup, Endcoins. And while working on Endcoins, he came with the idea to create a layer 1 and layer 2 scalability tools and infrastructure on Cardano. So with this said, he assembled a team of professionals from different areas and shared this idea. So we are all excited to hear about this idea. Very difficult and challenging project for sure. So we tried to test the knowledge of our team. And as you mentioned, Peter, our team won Emurgo Build Hackathon this year in Zero Knowledge track. So, and Vladimir also recently has announced the demo of our first product. That's a tool for developers which they can use to create more complex smart contracts with reduced fees and increased throughput.
Yeah, Stanislav put it very well. So the main idea behind ZK Fold is to make Cardano more scalable. This can be achieved through both layer 1 and layer 2 solutions. This maybe is a more unique feature of Cardano that even using just pure layer 1, we can have, for example, zero knowledge smart contracts and can achieve reduced fees and increased throughput just through layer 1. And this is much smaller, I would say, endeavor than building the whole layer 2. So we decided to start from there. And then upon completion, we will move to layer 2 ZK rollup solution.
Gotcha. Okay. I hear a lot in the Ethereum space, like everyone's trying to build a really good ZK rollup L2, and then everyone rolls over to there and builds their dApps and everything on a L2 solution. But a really interesting approach to have a stepping stone over there. And your first product, the ZK wrapper, how does that exactly work? And how does the security and privacy work within the ZK wrapper?
Yeah, so we decided to basically the product has evolved, and now we have our first product as ZK Vault Symbolic, programming language for zero knowledge smart contracts. And then what the wrapper does is it allows you to use it from other languages such as Icon or Plutarch. So the idea evolved to have basically our own programming language, which allows developers to construct those zero-knowledge smart contracts, but without the knowledge of how they work under the hood, let's say. And then this will further be extended by ZK Wrapper, as it will allow to developers to construct those smart contracts just using their most familiar languages.
That's really good, especially with all these new domain-specific languages popping up, and everyone favoring one language over another, like having to learn another one again to further integrate. That's just another hurdle that people and developers have to overcome. So does this mean that existing dApps out there, like building on Aiken, such as MinSwap, WingRiders, or whatever it is, can just apply what they have onto ZK Wrapper and then build in privacy into their dApps?
I'm not sure that they will be able to use their existing smart contracts. So this is more for their future versions of their product, because maybe the way you want to build using zero-knowledge smart contracts is a little bit different. You want to have basically most of your business logic in one single Pluto script. To achieve layer 1 scalability, you basically want to have like a transaction where you have a lot of inputs and outputs, and your validator scripts, they are like very lightweight, and then you have one script that verifies a zero knowledge proof. So this is like how we see a transaction working in the most efficient way, right? But the cool thing about this approach is that you get composability between different smart contracts essentially for free, because you are just you can have multiple smart contracts and then construct a proof that your transaction satisfies them all at the same time, and this will cost you exactly the same amount as just for a single smart contract. So that's a cool thing about zero-knowledge smart contracts.
Well, that sounds really optimized. I can see how that could be a really good scaling solution in general.
Yeah, totally. Like the idea is that in terms of data, most of your transactions will be just inputs and outputs, and there will be a little bit of space will be taken by the zero knowledge proof itself. And you can have multiple smart contracts inside this single transaction. So yeah, it's I would say will already give a big efficiency boost to dApps that will use it, but then zero-knowledge rollup can take it even further by basically moving inputs and outputs of the transaction to layer 2. So the transactions will be even lighter and even more efficient.
Wow. Okay. And I'm slowly getting the picture and visualizing this all in my head. So it sounds really good and be amazing once you guys get to that L2 solution and have the transactions executing on that side of things. Now with the way that things are set up now and having multiple smart contract transactions wrapped into that one transaction that you have, from my understanding, it happens off chain. Is that correct?
Yes. I mean, in general, Cardano is designed that way that basically you do a lot of work off chain to construct the transaction, and then on chain, what you are doing is that you are verifying. Basically, each Pluto script is a specification that transaction must satisfy, and you are verifying that you are satisfying those specifications on chain. And so the difference between normal smart contracts and zero-knowledge smart contracts is that you basically in zero-knowledge smart contracts you just have one verification, is that the proof is correct, but you can have multiple smart contracts hiding behind this proof.
What's some use cases for this? Like, how would people use this type of transaction?
Yeah, so basically, I would probably name three. The first one would be if you want to do a transaction that works with multiple dApps, for example. You could do it as a single transaction if, like, all dApps that you are using, if they are basically implemented through our system or a system like ours, basically you can compose them into a single transaction. And so, as an example, it could be if you want to let's say do a swap on a DEX, then use Indigo to get some instantaneous assets, then do another swap again. Like potentially, you could do it just in a single transaction. So this is one use case where it's like it adds to user experience, I would say, and of course it reduces fee. Then the second approach would be for a single dApp to bundle many transactions together. If they have a lot of traffic on their app, they could, without users noticing it, really, they could basically serve many users at the same time. With this kind of approach, basically fill the whole 16 kilobyte of transactions with user requests. And the third way where it is useful is when you have a really complex smart contracts that you simply cannot execute currently. So as an example would be, let's say you do a vote among some token holders, and you are doing it off chain, but you want to have a proof on chain that the vote happened and the result is this or that. And you can do this potentially in one single transaction. So there is a lot of verification that that is happening, but basically you're doing it off-chain, and you are constructing a proof that, okay, you did all those computations and you tallied all the votes, and here is the final result. So yeah, you only need just one transaction for this.
They're all some really good examples. So I can see where some of them can fall into place and be practical. So like the increasing and improving that user experience and daisy chaining all of those processes together, absolutely brilliant. And then doing those big batch transactions like harvesting on a DEX. So if you're going to MinSwap, for example, and click on harvest all, you can harvest all. I absolutely hate going through each one and doing the little harvestings for each pool. And then the last one, really complex transactions. I don't know of any really complex ones, but I guess that would allow developers to build more complex transactions and dApps. So it gives them the flexibility to grow and develop some really interesting stuff. So absolutely love that. And thank you for those examples and explanations as well. Now, there's another aspect to it that I read about, and this is the ZKP witness generation tool. What exactly is that, and how does that work, and how does it differ from other things in the market?
Yeah, sure. This is one part of the tool set that we will be providing with our products. So basically, the way you construct transactions normally is that you just have your off-chain code building the transaction and then balancing it. But another stage that must be involved with zero-knowledge smart contracts is that after constructing the transaction, you need to prove that it satisfies zero-knowledge smart contracts, and you need to insert this proof into the transaction itself. Basically, the tool is to produce this proof, and it will be useful for all our products. So for zero-knowledge smart contracts, so layer 1, and also for zk transactions, it will be used as well.
Now, I don't want to get too technical in this interview. I know we can get really deep in the weeds here. But in regards to developing what you guys have done already, have you engaged with the community and gotten feedback in what you're developing, and have you taken any of that on board?
Yeah, so we are currently dealing with several Cardano projects to get their feedback, to get their requirements, and to see how our product could potentially fit to their project. But at the same time, so we have our own roadmap, and we see that we're building something that Cardano community really needs. And for those who would like to know more about our product, so we encourage to contact us by email, info@zkfold.io, and we would like to hear more feedback, because we are building for Cardano project, new and existing ones, and for developers as well. So your feedback would be much appreciated.
Is there much documentation or anything in regards to that, so developers can start looking into it and working out how they can potentially integrate this into their products in the future?
So we will be releasing the demo during the Cardano Summit, and there will be some documentation coming with it. So people can start playing around, seeing how they can build zero-knowledge smart contracts. But the actual full release of zkFold Symbolic, our first product, will be a little bit later, maybe 2 months, 3 months away. We want to give the developers an opportunity to, start testing it as soon as we can.
That's really good to hear. So we'll have some sort of MVP demo around the summit, zkFold Symbolic by early next year, which is really cool. Really good milestones on your timeline there. In 6 months' time, where do you guys see yourself?
Our goal is that in 6 months you will be able to build your smart contracts and also test them on testnet and the mainnet even. So so for now we are focusing on the language itself, so to make it more accessible, so that you don't need to know like anything about zero knowledge cryptography. And then we will focus on the supporting tools, as you mentioned, the witness generation tool, the proving tool, as well as the on-chain verification code. So this will come a little bit later.
I think everyone can essentially understand the value of having your transactions private, but at what cost is this? Like, will it cost the user more in terms of transaction cost? How do you guys, as a company developing all this, generate revenue from this? And then do the protocols and dApps are building on it? Do they pay a fee for transactions or anything? I'm just trying to understand the business model behind it all.
Yeah, so actually we will have privacy by default for basically your smart contracts and redeemers for those smart contracts. This means that you do not need to upload them to Cardano when you do transactions. Basically, you use hashes and you prove things about those hashes. But of course, you can share those smart contracts. So in this regard, it is something, I guess, a little bit similar to what Midnight is doing. But in terms of business model, we plan to do some kind of per transaction fee, to cover the costs of developing these tools.
How's it compared to competitors out there in the market? You mentioned Midnight, that's potentially launching next year from IOG, and I'm sure there's going to be other competitors launching in the near future as well. And then there's the broader crypto space and other blockchains building ZK roll-ups and whatnot, building on their technology. What's the competition look like for all this?
Yeah, so I think Midnight is focused on privacy and data confidentiality aspect. We will have this, but we are more focused, with our solution, we are more focused on scalability. So of Cardano layer 1 and then layer 2. How does it compare with, let's say, Ethereum? Well, we have our own approach, and I think in general Cardano is very different blockchain from Ethereum. So what works for them does not work for us here, and vice versa. So we are using basically, we're trying to stay on top of all the news in zero knowledge cryptography and trying to use basically the newest protocols, that the most efficient ones that come up. So in this regard, I think we are in terms of technology, we will be one of the most advanced.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this episode to talk all about ZK Fold and what you guys are building. It's very exciting to see privacy come onto the Cardano blockchain, and also another form of scalability as well. So that's super exciting what you guys are bringing to the Cardano community.
Thanks for inviting us. Thank you.
Thanks, Pete.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast. Gotta get it hype. Crypto is what we like, but this is not investment or financial advice. Gotta do your research, cause it's risky. We know it is. This show is educational and it's informative. Crypto's the future, really, it ain't no debate.